It is with deep, heartfelt sorrow that I address you here this afternoon. At 11:40 a.m. this morning, space program experienced a national tragedy with the explosion of the Space Shuttle Challenger approximately a minute and a half after launch from here at the Kennedy Space Center.
And it has cleared the tower.
Control program. Roger, roll, Challenger. Good, roll program confirmed. Challenger now heading downrange.
I've made 9 wonderful friends over the last 2 weeks.
It's a great pleasure for us to be here. We expect weather like this on Sunday when we launch, and you all do the best to keep it that way if you would.
Engines throttling up, 3 engines now at 104%.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
Challenger, go at throttle up.
We've had negative contact, lost downlink. Fido, can we get any reports from recovery forces?
That's trouble of some kind.
Okay, everybody, stay off the telephones.
At 73.191 seconds, a flash was observed between the ET and orbiter that was immediately followed by the start of total vehicle breakup at 73.213 seconds.
It took 2 minutes and 45 seconds for the crew cabin to hit the water. The impact speed was 207 miles an hour.
I regret that I have to report that based on very preliminary searches of the ocean where the Challenger impacted this morning, these searches have not revealed any evidence that the crew of Challenger survived.
A puff of black smoke at liftoff was the ominous sign that Boisjoly was right. The O-rings had already failed. The smoke appeared when they burned. After a few seconds, a jet of flame appeared. A post-accident report by NASA described it with passionless precision.
The plume is seen here impinging directly onto the surface of the external tank and the lower aft strut at 60.248 seconds.
The sideways flame burned like a welder's torch through the gap left by the blown O-rings. It pierced the giant orange fuel tank, and fuel began streaming out. Still, no one knew anything was wrong. Not until Challenger, its astronauts, and its teacher in space had flown for 73 seconds.
Before the event, from information that was available and understanding that was available, was it fully appreciated everywhere that this seal would become unsatisfactory at some temperature, and was there some sort of a suggestion of a temperature at which the SRB, I guess you call it,
yes,
shouldn't be run?
Yes, sir. There was a suggestion of that. To answer the first question, first, the data that was presented, it was the judgment that under the conditions that we would see on launch day, given the configuration that we were in, that the seal would function at that temperature. That was the final judgment.
At the bottom of the ocean, investigators found that some of the crew's emergency oxygen masks had been turned on.
You died when you hit the water. You know that?
You think so? That's always been controversial.
I don't know, sir. There's nothing controversial about that. No. It's hard evidence. Yeah, you died when you hit the water. Challenge is fast. Launch is fast. It's bang, and then it's a 2-minute ride down. And you're conscious, we know that.
We come together today to mourn the loss of 7 brave Americans, to share the grief that we all feel, and perhaps in that sharing to find the strength to bear our sorrow and the courage to look for the seeds of hope. Our nation's loss is first a profound personal loss to the family, and the friends and the loved ones of our shuttle astronauts. The best we can do is remember our 7 astronauts, our Challenger 7. Remember them as they lived, bringing life and love and joy to those who knew them, and pride to a nation. They came from all parts of this great country, from South Carolina to Washington State, Ohio to Mohawk, New York, Hawaii to North Carolina, to Concord, New Hampshire. They were so different, yet in their mission, their quest, they held so much in common. The future is not free. The story of all human progress is one of a struggle against all odds. We learned again that this America, which Abraham Lincoln called the last best hope of man on earth, was built on heroism and noble sacrifice. It was built by men and women like our 7-star Voyagers, who answered a call beyond duty, who gave more than was expected or required, and who gave it little thought of worldly reward. Today, the frontier is space and the boundaries of human knowledge. Sometimes when we reach for the stars, we fall short, but we must pick ourselves up again and press on, despite the pain. Our nation is indeed fortunate that we can still draw on immense reservoirs of courage, character, and fortitude, that we're still blessed with heroes like those of the Space Shuttle Challenger. Dick, Mike, Judy, Elle, Ron, Greg, and Krista. Your families and your country mourn your passing. We bid you goodbye. We will never forget you. May God bless you all and give you comfort in this difficult time.